So, welcome. This is the first episode of the in-person series. Now, Edson.
Yes. Good to see you in real life rather than Zoom, right?
Rather than Zoom.
Yes.
It's rare that we get to see each other, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Last time was probably a couple of months ago.
There's a 150 or 160 miles between us.
Very cool. So it's a rare occurrence.
Yes, it is good to see you in real life because that's how we met in that park, and it's special. And ever since, actually, it's almost a year.
Yeah, I think it was May.
Last year,
I think May or June, possibly, but.
Yeah, it was around Easter time. Came over to come and pick up my daughter, so
I can't believe it's gone so fast.
It's gone so fast. Yeah,
it's gone so fast. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I remember I just woke up. I was thinking, I think I'm gonna go to the park today. Gonna go to the bench. The thought just came in my mind. I thought, today's the day. I'm not doing anything. Let me just go. And I went. I remember I was sitting opposite the bench to start off because I thought I saw my ex sitting on the bench, so I didn't want to go over there to start off. I was like, I'll chill over here. Let me just wait. When I gradually went over, eventually, it wasn't even her, and that person wasn't even sitting on the bench. So I don't know what I thought there, but because I had that time, I went over, got my book out, and then you come straight away. So, so many coincidences on that day. So many.
Too many.
Yeah, it's crazy. Whenever I tell someone the story, they're like, "What? No way."
Yeah.
And you're a boxing coach as well. I'm a boxer. It's from the same country, from Guyana.
Yeah.
The list goes on.
The list goes on. Yeah. Even our upbringing and how we've dealt in our past with grievances, and for me, what I find exciting about our conversations is that key thought of what would I want to know when I was 20. Yeah, and I think about that every single time when we're talking. I think, oh, okay, I need to give him this. I need to give him this. I don't regret anything in my life, right? Because I've learned a lot and I've had great experiences, and I'm still learning, and I'm still having great experiences. But there are these gems, and I see it as my obligation, my duty to pass that on, and especially to a young brother, to give you as much as I can that you can benefit from. And one of those things is definitely just looking at a year has gone by. Yes. And I've only learned in the past 2 years, this is definitely something that I definitely want young people to really get. If you expand your vision on your life and understand that if you start something today and you do that consistently over not a few weeks, not a few months, you do that consistently over a period of years, the results, the things that you can achieve, it is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing. It does multiple things. One, if you expand your view into thinking in decades, you give yourself more time, and it takes the pressure off. When we think in 12 months, because we want everything now, right? Everything is designed around us. If you want something, you go on your phone, get it now, speedy delivery, whatever, right? They bring it to your house, or you can actually do a lot of stuff online. But building a legacy takes time. Building an institution takes time. Building wealth takes time. Building strong relationships takes time. And those are things that are ultimately extremely valuable. Yeah. You don't become Amazon in a year. You don't become Apple in a year. Yeah. You don't end up in a strong relationship. A foundation of trust doesn't happen in a year. Yeah. Building great communication between you and your partner. That's not something that's going to happen in a few weeks. Oh, we've gone on holiday together. We can do that. We can do everything. I'm so sorry, but no, right? But if you have the patience and if you appreciate the value of these things, right? Building an institution, like the gym that I joined when I was in London, the boxing gym. When I walked through the door and I saw the sign above the door, founded in 1908, yeah, and then you walk through the doors of that boxing gym and you're going to find knowledge and experience that has been passed on and on and it's been built upon, and you feel that, right? There's nothing wrong walking into a new gym that somebody has just started, but it will definitely not have all of that experience sitting in the four walls of that building. And it's sitting there and you can benefit from it. In order to build something like that, you need to start with a vision that is decades, yeah, when you start. But then you're leaving an institution behind. Yeah. If you want to become unforgotten, then that is an investment that you need to be willing to make. Yeah. Whatever YouTube channel, TikTok followers, whatever is important to you right now, 5 years from today, nobody will know you and nobody will care. You will probably not even care. But any kind of institution you create, that is the stuff that will matter. So again, in terms of passing on, if I had that awareness at the age of 20, mad things with the talent and intelligence and things that I have been exposed to, have had access to. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You said you come to this realization in the past couple of years. Is that right? What led you to come to that?
So what led me to come to it? So at the end of what I do with my clients and also for myself, and I've been doing that for many years now, is to review the year and to acknowledge all the things that I've achieved, done, so that the year doesn't just evaporate. Yeah, like, oh, it's Christmas again. Oh, what happened? I don't know, right? So it started with that, with acknowledging all the things. And it brings richness to your life where you go like, oh, actually, I've done a lot this year. You know, wow, okay, cool, right? I can really own this year. That's really great. And then starting to plan, just doing goal-setting exercises. And I've always done the 1 year, 3 years, or 1 year, 5 years. And there's certain things that, because of that limitation, there's certain things that I wouldn't do, I would postpone. I'm not a linguist. So learning a new language, I've always hated languages in school. Yeah. But now that I've given myself a decade, I want to become fluent in Italian. Yeah. And I've taken the rush out of it. Right. So at some point, I have this dream of retiring and doing that in Italy. Yeah. I love the food. I love the culture. I love the drama. It's beautiful. The love for the simple things. It's a culture that I really appreciate. So I could see myself getting old there. Yeah. in order to get old in Italy, it would help if I would speak Italian. But I'm giving myself a decade for it, which is me starting with as simple as this year, I'm just going to do Duolingo 5 times a day, or sorry, 5 times a week. Yeah, 5 times a week. I'm going to spend 10 to 15 minutes a day doing Duolingo. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. But the commitment of doing that and not feeling the pressure that in 12 months I need to be fluent. No, I've got a decade. I've got 10 years.
Yeah.
Step 1 is I'm just going to play with this Duolingo thing. Expand my vocabulary, understanding, pronunciation. It's all there. It's just a simple app. It's free. Spend 15-20 minutes on it 5 times during the week. And I'm already noticing, right? So I started this in January. And I'm already noticing, oh, I'm understanding certain things. And I'm already using certain verbs and my vocabulary is expanding.
Yeah.
Good. That's a start. Had I done this with a 3-year plan, I would have procrastinated on it. Yeah, because then I would feel the pressure of, oh, but that means that in a year I need to be at this level, and in 2 years I need to be at this level, and in 3. But now I just get to play with it. It's effortless.
Yeah, build the foundation.
It's just building the foundation, and that, in answering your question, how did it start? It started with me realizing that I was postponing things. Okay, no, this is not going to be on my list for this year. Because that's a big one. Yeah. So I'm pushing it away. But then a year passes and I've not done anything towards it. So by making it a decade, I know, okay, I can invest. Right? And those 10-15 minutes over a year's time will add up to a certain amount of hours. Right? Okay. And then who knows what step up will come the year after. Yeah. I might get an Italian tutor, right, and do an hour a week with this person.
Yeah.
You know, but because the pressure is off, because there's a decade plan. 10 years, I'll be sitting here in front of the camera, and I'll be throwing it all out in Italian. You know? Yeah. So it's those little things, and especially for young people who are thinking about generating wealth, right? Passive income. Everybody wants to make passive income. And there's different ways of making money. There's no such thing as real passive income. Actually, there are a few ways. But then again, patience will help, right? And you and I have spoken about this. Definitely one that I actually physically want to sit with you and get you to do this. Yeah, which is getting yourself a little portfolio and compound interest on getting some bonds and stocks. Yeah, and we'll use the little interest calculator just to see that what you can create for yourself by just putting this little money away and do it for 3 decades. Yeah, and then you'll be my age and you'll be sitting and looking at your bank account going like, I didn't even feel that. Yeah? So that's the whole thing. Is like, you don't feel it. It's not well, it's happening, but it's completely like you put the money in, you put a direct debit, and you look at it once a year, maybe once every 6 months, and that's it. And you don't touch it. And then come 30 years later, you go, what am I going to do with £300,000? Where would I want to invest that into, or what do I want to do with it? Yeah. Yeah, and it's real talk with just a little bit. Yeah, we're not talking about, oh, every month I need to put 1,000 in order to get that in 3 decades. No, you put 100 quid in every month. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, great advice. Great advice. You told me this before as well.
Yes.
And
what's going to happen today?
yeah,
Because you've got your laptop, I've got my laptop.
yeah.
And I'll show you mine. I'll honestly show you mine. And I started only now. Like I used to. This is the thing. It's like when I was your age, I was doing different things with my money and with my time, right? And I had a great time. And I think the way I've raised my daughter, it's all about looking for how can you do end rather than or. Yeah, so you can have fun.
Yes.
And invest.
Yes.
You can still look presentable if that's important to you, and save money and invest. Right? It doesn't need to be either this or that. Right? But just a little bit creativity and smart, where you can do both, in a balanced way, where you can still go on holiday or save up for some nice shoes, whatever, but at the same time you're still putting away that money, investing in it, because that's true passive income.
It is.
Yeah, we're sitting here talking and there's some money sitting somewhere, and it's just accumulating.
It's true. I think at this age, I'm 20. I'm sure people my age as well, we don't think about the future like that. What we're going to do when we're 50, 40, 30 even. That probably slips our mind as well. We don't see that opportunity where we can put money away now. And it may sound boring, not flashy, not enticing like other ventures that you see online. But that is the solid, frequent savings that is going to actually accumulate something massive in 10, 20, 30, whatever years. And that you can spend it, invest it, pass it down to your kids, buy a house, start the ladder to generational wealth.
That's it.
That's it.
And to understand that boring is good. Yeah, it's like, how can something so boring be good? Yes.
Yeah.
It is boring is good. That's the thing, is if you want to change the lives of, if you want to break the chain, right? I don't come from money.
Yeah.
Right? I don't come from a high educated family. Right? My sister and I were the first to go to uni. I didn't even finish uni, right? But the fact that we had the academic skills to be able to go to uni, right? That is already breaking a chain, right? And then there's a money game that's happening, and now I have the intelligence and I have access, and it's no longer a secret. Yeah. So now I need to ask myself, okay, once you know, you can't unknow something. Yeah. So then the question becomes, am I going to be that stupid to not use the information that I have to better myself and my family? Right? I've already shown my daughters, like, listen, we've saved up this money for you, and now we've done this. By the end of next year at this date, you'll have made this an interest. And I don't have to do anything. No, you don't have to do anything, right? She's 13, and she just like I want to give it to you, I give it to my daughter, just to see that. Whilst you are sitting in school, you're making money. And there's nothing that you have to do. You just have to study and not touch it. That's all you need to do.
Leave it alone.
Just leave it alone. It's boring. It is boring. But that's the thing. It's like, be boring is when people say, oh, are you liberal or conservative? just the right balance.
Yeah.
A bit of both. There's certain things where I'm conservative in, and there's certain things that I'm definitely very liberal, right? Very progressive, very conservative, the right mix. You want excitement, okay, so you've got a little pot of exciting, risk-taking, crazy stuff. You need to do that. You're 20, right? And then there's the boring part. Yeah, and that's why it's like the boring part, you need to make it even so boring that you don't even know that it's there. Yeah, it's like the weed in your garden. It's very, very boring, right? You don't think about it. It's now and then you go like, oh, the weed is growing a bit high. Let me go out there and deal with that. It's like with your saving investment, fully automated, yeah, and then at the end of the month when you get your paycheck, it's already been taken out.
Yeah, gone straight away.
Yeah, it's gone straight away to where it needs to go, and then you do with that other money what you want to do.
Yeah, that's it. The success is not pretty, is it? Success, the long term, the journey to success. It's not pretty.
No, exactly. It's like when people think of Microsoft and Apple, massive companies. Nike, also a massive company. Nike didn't become like $1 billion revenue company in a year or in 2 years. Yeah, but I want to build something like that. Okay, of course you can. But plan, not for a year, plan. It's like, okay, in 10 years, in 20 years. Yeah, it sounds boring, but if you're willing, that's why it's like Steve Jobs said this in terms of advice, right? Advice for entrepreneurs. Whatever you do, make sure you love it. Because if you don't love it, you will quit.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I can commit to this, because this is something I love.
Yeah.
Right? It's something I love because I love to share, educate, help other people. And if there's something that I've experienced or I've learned and I can help somebody else with that, right? Yeah.
That's what the passion is. That's what the passion is for me too.
Yeah, good.
Definitely. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Thanks for the advice. Serious.